you've got a good many of the newest features for this type of work.
A number of the...
Well, maybe you can get back to that in just a moment, eh, George? Right now, I'd like to have you explain something to me, if you will. In our first part of the tour around here, I heard someone mention something about an outside exhaust system. Just exactly what is an outside exhaust system?
Well, an outside exhaust system will take care of the exhausting from the car and deliver it into the open air. As you know, the exhaust is very injurious, and if we can confine it to a system, we will eliminate the injurious condition in the building itself.
So that at all times inside, the air is nice and pure and fresh.
That's right. And we also have a center drainage system with our floors tapering towards the center, which will eliminate any deposited water resting on the floor in any spot. This is very sanitary, and it will eliminate the dampness which is generally formed where floors are level.
Mm-hmm.
And that condition has been eliminated as far as possible.
In other words, you've got a brand new spick and span service department here, and you've taken care to see that it will stay that way, huh?
That's right.
Good. Tell me a little bit about the service that you expect to provide for the cars.
Well, the service that we expect to provide for the automobiles is going to be of the finest, and we are not only confining, we are not going to confine our service work to our particular line of automobiles. We are going to handle a general line of service, so that if anybody enters our service department with a different make of automobile, he will receive the same service that we are giving to our owners.
Fine. That sounds fine. It sounds like a complete service center for the public, not merely a mere service center just for this building or this trade, huh?
That's right.
Good. Is there anything else you'd care to tell us about this, George? I'm a little bit stupid sometimes when it comes to mechanics, and perhaps you could add something that we haven't drawn out.
Outstanding analyzing equipment, which we have installed for testing and checking the fine points of a car. And as you know, when you get into the higher compression motors, it requires more technical equipment. And for that reason, we have installed this to make finer adjustments and create the better running conditions that you will get with a properly adjusted motor.
As service manager, you feel content that you have taken every precaution in providing everything necessary to give the best of service.
That's right.
Fine, thanks. One more thing, Mr. McLeod, from Mr. Goodell's introduction of you. I understand you've had a great number of years' experience in the automobile industry. How about just a little personal background?
Well, I have had considerable experience. I've worked with engineers along with service work in different departments. Now, I've been with Packard 3.5 years. I worked with the distributor there in the city of Minneapolis, Woolman Motors, and from there I went with Holt Motor, and I spent 5 years with Holt Motor, who is the distributor in Minneapolis for Chrysler cars. Then from there I went with the Chrysler factory and spent approximately 7 years with them. And following that, the war came on, and they pulled me into Detroit, and I was at the tank house for school, and instructed that school for 40 years until the government closed the school, and from there I traveled approximately to the Kaiser Fraser Corporation, and I've been with them since December the 10th, 1945. I've spent considerable time on the road, testing, checking, and experimenting with the different parts of the car to try to eliminate some of the difficulties that were arising in the field. And from there I carried on from there into the regional manager's job, and before I left I had 4 men under me.
I should imagine that a big organization like this requires quite a bit of work.
It does. It takes quite a bit of
help, and there's quite a bit of work to be done.
Tell me, John, do you have a specific system of accounting, or?
Yes, we have it's a standard automotive system for accounting furnished by Reynolds and Reynolds. We use the Kaiser Fraser accounting system.
That's been proven to be one of the outstanding systems.
It is. It's very complete and gives all the information that's necessary, broken down by department. So you can tell what each department is doing each day and each month.
Mm-hmm. And you look after the personnel end of the business too, John?
Yes, I do, and handle the payroll.
Fine. Well, you've got a very enviable position here. Thank you very much, John Gordon.
Thank you, Bill.
Now, before we turn you back to Mr. Goodell, let's hear another tune, just a brief part of another tune, and it's one that describes perfectly all these new post-war Kaiser and Fraser cars. Claude Sweeten and the orchestra playing lovely to look at. Lovely to look at, just like a new Kaiser or Fraser. Now let's turn the microphone back to Mr. Joe Goodell, president of the El Paso Motor Company, the Southwest's newest and finest automotive sales and service institution.
Thank you, Bill. Now, all listeners, we want you to come down to our opening at 10:30 Saturday morning. If you can't come then, come anytime during the day or Sunday from noon to 7 p.m. We're going to have a big time. We want to meet everybody that's listening on the air. I want you to meet our staff. We'll have a number of company officials there. In fact, there are 10 of them coming.